Hello, this is Prabha here. I'm a deep healing coach and I have my own cellular transformation technique to help people work within their bodies in order to bring about deep transformation. I'm going to talk about depression today. What causes depression and what is the ways in which, why do symptomatic relief measures work? How do they work actually, and what you can do to get a much more of a permanent cure for your depression. So I primarily work within the body, and what I notice is depression is prevalent in somebody who's had emotional abuse in childhood. So what happens when you're emotionally abused is, instead of you having the sense of who you are, what your needs are, what your feelings are, emotional abuse is basically taking you out of yourself. So whenever you have a need, whenever you have things that you feel, there is somebody coming and saying, you're not allowed to feel that, or my feelings are actually your feelings, and your feelings don't actually exist, or how dare you have feelings. So people may not do this as on purpose, but usually our patterns, like these kind of belief patterns and behavior patterns, are carried down our family line through trauma. So it might have been your parents, it might have been somebody else, but at any aspect of your life, if you were told that what you feel is not valid and who you are does not matter, and that the other person is more valid or should be the person that you think about more than yourself, then what happens is you lose your sense of self. You lose your connection to your own deepest essence. And then every time you have a feeling, you don't know what to do with it, or every time you have an impulse, you don't have like a healthy response to it. Say you had an impulse when you were a child, and that impulse was shut down. So you were said, you can't feel that way. That's too much for me. Can you not see that's too much for me? You're pressuring me, you're burdening me. I have such great needs and you are not caring for my needs. So this is kind of like putting down what you feel. So when you're an adult and you have a desire or an impulse, you shut yourself down because that's all you know. You shut yourself down, you say, I can't feel that, I'm not allowed to feel that. Actually, you don't even know that you have a feeling. You're constantly feeling what others around you are feeling, because that's what you've been trained to do, and you don't know who you are or what you feel. And each time you go into this kind of a loop, and you want to feel yourself, but you don't know, you try to ask somebody, you fall into this kind of cyclical loop of going outside of yourself to validate your feelings. Nobody knows what you're talking about. You go within yourself for support. So actually it's the reverse of the cycle. You need to go within yourself for validation and outside of yourself for support. But your cycle is kind of reversed. You go outside to know what you're feeling, and you come within yourself for support. And you have already supported yourself so much that you don't have the resources to support yourself, and you reach like this point of giving up. That's basically depression. You're like, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. So if it resonates with you, if you think, oh, actually I can't ask for support, this really is a dysfunctional pattern that's keeping you depressed. Or if you can ask for support, but you can't ask the kind of support that you want, or you don't know how to get the right kind of support, and you haven't got somebody who can read your needs and kind of give you what you need, which is basically what a therapist will do. They will read your needs and they will give it to you. Then you might find that it's quite hard to get out of that loop. So symptoms, the reason we have symptomatic relief, connecting to like doing art or going for a walk in nature, doing a bit of meditation, they actually all kind of connect you to something deeper. They connect you to the life force around you, to nature, to something that's calming, that helps you feel better. So grounding is a very powerful tool. So whenever we go in nature or in art, we are in the flow, which is kind of very helpful for us. So we might use that as a way to temporarily get relief. But in order to relieve permanently, we actually need to go into the original imprint. So if you have an imprint, when you want to ask for help and you're like, I'm not worthy of being helped, why should anybody help me, I shouldn't trouble others, I'm a burden. These kind of things will be stored in your body. It might evoke a feeling of shame, it might evoke a feeling of fear of rejection, and you won't be able to take that kind of action that would help you get out of it. So if you'd remove these kind of internal triggers or internal memories that were put into you when you were a child, and they're not really your beliefs and they're not really part of who you are, it's just something that you inherited. If you remove those kind of triggers and those kind of cellular memories, then you no longer have that, and you can kind of, depression really just fades away, because if you don't have the fear of connection, you can connect. You can learn. If you're not in fear, if you feel safe, you can learn, you can grow, you can change. And that's where that's what you're actually seeking, right? But you don't know what you're really seeking because you are looking outside of yourself to find out who you are and what you need. And you're looking inside of yourself for support when you haven't got the resources. And this cycle basically just keeps you in this kind of unhealthy loop. So I did another live about triggers. I did another video about triggers and how the energetic root. That's actually quite relevant too, because in depression, there is a trigger, and you might be able to find out what gets triggered within you if you see that video, and then what is the eventual behavior pattern. So we can rewire all our behavior patterns. It's much easier to do it within the body than in the mind. Like, there is a lot of work around the nervous system, around how trauma is stored in the body. You know, Peter Levine's work, all these people, like, they do some amazing work, polyvagal theory, etc. My method actually relies on body intelligence. So your body has got a self-healing mechanism. All we need to do is to touch that part of yourself, a very deep part of yourself, and awaken it and tell it that we are there for it, and it can blossom, and it can, you know, find meaning, and it can express itself, and you will find yourself totally transformed. We remove the old cellular memories that are in your way, and we allow you to be a full expression of yourself. So it doesn't mean you'll forget things, but what it does mean is it doesn't anymore have that kind of an effect on you. It doesn't trigger you anymore. So if this video resonates with you and you find it helpful, do drop it in the comments. I love to, or if you want another topic covered, do drop it in the comments. I love to take action based on my viewers' responses. If you would, I have a monthly free healing circle where people can watch the demonstration of my method. If you feel like this, you want to participate in the circle, please join my group. I'll drop a link in the comments, and you can join me and interact with me over there. That's a once-in-a-month opportunity. I'm working out on various programs, so you can find out more about them in my group as well. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my group. Thank you.